Hi, I'm going to share my capstone project. Let me begin by painting a picture of the situation for family caregiver in Hong Kong. According to a survey, more than 90% of residents um, reported that um, they, their measure time has been diminished due to taking care of the recipient. And the demand of caregiving come with significant personal cost. And according to a survey, more than 50% of caregivers in Hong Kong um, report that they have emotional issues, for example, anxiety and depression. And for the physiological negative impact, they are more likely to have cardiovascular disease, as there is a positive association between social support and cardiovascular health. So why should we care for caregiver well-being? Because caregivers' stress not only affects themselves, but also affects the care recipient. A study reported a positive association was found between caregiver well-being and care recipient well-being. And let's um, take a look to literature review. Uh, the aim of music therapy is to improve people' physiological, psychological, emotional, and social and cognitive needs. And also, um, it aims to build human social interaction. And music therapist is one of the key elements in music therapy. Um, they um, they help participants to experience emotional resonance by modifying the music created to respond to participant needs. And there are two categories of the music therapies, um, which is active intervention and reception intervention. And music therapy has different positive impact. For example, music therapy can decrease anxiety and to improve stress-related symptoms. And according to the previous research, music therapy is effective on dementia caregivers and cancer patients caregivers. However, music therapy is not effective for caregivers of elder with life-threatening. And the reason why I choose children caregivers to be my study target, because according to the earlier research, there are no research has done whether music therapy is effective for children caregiver. And here is the research questions, and I will discuss it in the result part. And let's take a look at the methodology. And to test this hypothesis, I recruit 12 participants from Hong Kong through social media. All were over 18 and had at least one child. And I used two questionnaires in this study. The first is the caregiver strength questionnaire, and the second is reciprocity of social support skill. And the study used a pre-test and protest study with two groups. The first group is the experimental group. They need to complete the pre-test and then engage in a weekly 40-minute singing session with their children for 4 weeks. And another group is control group. Control group did the same, but they sing along for their sessions. And after 4 weeks, both groups complete the protest measures. And here's the training materials for the participants. And I use SPSS software to analyze the data with t-tests, with independent t-tests and pair t-tests and correlation. Now let's look at the result. Starting with emotional reciprocity. Before the intervention, both groups were the same. There was no significant difference in their score. However, the protest results told a very different story. The experimental group's emotional reciprocity score increased dramatically, while the control group score remained unchanged. This difference was highly significant. This result strongly supports hypothesis 1. And turning to stress level, the findings are equally compelling. The control group was sing alone, showed no significant change in their stress. But the experimental group who sang with their children showed a significant drop in stress from pre-test to protest. And we also found a significant negative correlation between stress and emotional reciprocity. This means that as the emotional bond strengthened, stress level decreased, and the two outcomes. Returning to our research questions, and for the research question 1, and the shared musical activities is suitable for children caregiver to improve their well-being. And for the research question 2, and the answer is shared musical activities can facilitate emotional reciprocity among caregivers and their children. And what do these findings mean? Regarding stress reduction, a result the same with the previous research findings, which show that shared musical activities improve mental health. And music, not just as a bonding, not just as a bonding tool, but as a critical stress improvement method for caregiver. This could be particularly valuable during high stress periods, such as the ongoing effects of the global pandemic. And regarding emotional reciprocity, our findings support multiple studies. And a study found out that shared musical activities can facilitate emotional bond. And another study demonstrated that parent-child musical engagement positively associated with attachment, even after controlling for factors like parental distress and in education. Social musical participation showed the strongest relationship with attachment. And this brings us to a deep insight. Singing alone versus singing with others procedures different outcomes. Singing by singing alone offers no additional health and well-being benefits beyond the activity itself. But singing with others towards a shared goal of collaboration provides additional benefits for health and well-being. And this some research showing that meaningful relationships, including family support, are linked to lower caregiver stress. And our research pointed out that, according to the regression analysis, confirmed that caregiver stress and social connections significantly contribute to caregiver well-being. Therefore, the benefits of shared musical activities can build social connection with children directly and can contribute can help the caregiver to reduce their stress. And for the limitations, the 4 weeks intervention was short, so we can't observe long-term effects. And the second limitation is we had no professional music therapists, which may have influenced the outcomes. And the third limitation is our sample size of 12 was small, which limits how much we can generate, which affect the generalization of the study. So larger study are needed to confirm these results. And the fourth limitation is, and in this study, is lack of multiple dimensions. For examples, in this study, I didn't measure any confounding variables such as gender, educational level, etc. And that's the end of my presentation. Thank you.